Season 3 starts with Arturo. He is now a motivational speaker, and he is telling stories about the heist. He has become hero for the public. It's been 2 years for the heist in Royal Mint, and Professor's team is now underground. Tokyo and Rio are in Panama, Nairobi and Helsinki are in Argentina, Denver and Monaco are in Indonesia. Professor has given strict warning to everyone that no one will appear in public places and not to use any type of communication device. Despite that, Tokyo goes out for party and calls Rio from the burner phone, which was given by Rio, but Europol listens their communication and manages to catch Rio by tracking his burner phone. But Tokyo managed to run away and disappears, and tells to Professor. Enduring, Europol interrogates with Rio, then Professor calls Tokyo to Thailand. Then they plan to gather all their members, and Professor adds 3 more members in the team, Bogota, Palermo, and Marseille. Then they plan to rob the Bank of Spain. Then Professor's team goes to Madrid, and rains a lot of money from the sky, near the Bank of Spain, and people crowded there to collect the free money. To control the chaos, government calls army. By taking advantage of this, Professor's team members manage to enter the Bank of Spain by wearing the getup of army. As soon as team enters the bank, they tells the people about Rio, and riots started outside. People demand government not to torture him and give him justice. In the bank, team faces the security guards, and Palermo got injured. His eyes got badly damaged, but Nairobi cures him by removing piece of glass from his eyes. Then they step forward in the plan. So basically their plan was to rob the safe, which is in the basement. Behind the safe there is a lot of gold, but this is not a simple work. There is a fail-safe mechanism in the safe, due to which, if some malpractices happened, the whole room will be filled with water. That's why Professor recruited Bogota. He is skilled diver and underwater welder. And by using his talent, he managed to make a tunnel through the safe, through which they reach to the gold. Enduring, flashback scenes were seen, how Professor meets new members and recruited them, and how they plan. At outside, Letty government officer, Alicia Sierra handling the situation. Then Sierra negotiates with Professor. After talking, Professor understand that she is a psycho and cannot be manipulated like Raquel. So, to handle her, Professor has to make some changes in plan. Then Sierra go to Rio and started torturing him to get some information about the plan. And, on other side, her team getting ready to attack on bank. Here, Professor's master plan is not only rob the gold but also government's highly secret files, which are in the another safe which is just behind the gold storage. First, they try to unlock safe by intimidating governor of that bank, but governor fall unconscious. After that, they have only option, that is explosion. After explosion, safe opens, but it starts filling with water. Hence they only managed to get 2 red boxes out of it. Those boxes contains secret documents. Suddenly Sierra attacks on bank, but Denver comes out of the bank and shows them those red boxes, and then government officials stops the attack, in fear of, if those files goes publicly. Then in a flashback scene, Professor is telling rules of money heist to the Berlin, and Berlin is telling to his girlfriend, Tatiana, but Professor tells Berlin not to involve relationship in the plan, and focus on the plan. Professor and Raquel manipulating Sierra by roaming in the van. Sierra decides to publish fake news and media in order to stop Professor, and she plans another attack on bank. During this, something went wrong in between Raquel and Professor, and he lost control on van and hit to a tree and broke van's antenna, due to which communication falls between team members and Professor. Sierra finds out that Professor is communicating in a remote van and started searching for such vans. And here Professor and Raquel had a harebrained escape with the help of local farmers. Somehow, Professor managed to contact his teammates and tells them about the attack before the time. And team catches the secret attackers and force them to sing Bella Ciao song and sends the video recording to the Sierra. Then they comes to the deal. In this deal, government will hand over Rio to them, and government wants their officers and 40 hostages back. After both parties accepting the terms, deal executes, and finally, Rio meets to the teammates, and people are happy outside and supporting them, but before sending Rio back, police fits transmitter in it, but as usual, Professor is very smart, he knows about such things, he was sure that police will fit a transmitter on Rio. Then, Rio and Tokyo had some romance. And officers were listening them live. This was a plan to show them Professor has no idea about transmitter. After that, Rio breaks up with the Tokyo and tells her that they are not made for each other's. This deeply breaks the Tokyo's heart. Then Nairobi successfully removes transmitter from Rio's body, but it is still active. At outside, officers are thinking that transmitter is still in Rio's body. Here, police finds Professor's van via drone, then police chase them. They both ran in different direction to not get caught. Professor climbs on a tree, and Raquel hide in a hut. The hut owner finds her and recognize her, as government put big reward for her. In bank, robbers tries to fool officers by setting transmitter on a rat, and leave it in drainage pipe. Here Sierra finds out about Nairobi's son. Then she emotionally blackmails Nairobi. Then Sierra brings Nairobi's son in front bank. As soon as Nairobi comes to a window, one sniper shoots her. Then all mates started to stop her bleeding, and taking advantage of this, Sierra attacks on bank. Here Raquel get caught, and calls Professor, and suddenly Professor hears gunshot. And communication breaks. Professor thinks that Raquel is dead. Then Palermo calls Professor, telling him situation getting out of control, Nairobi is shot, and police are ready to attack anytime. Professor is now completely broken. And then he announces war. All robbers get ready with guns to fight with police. Then we see that Raquel is alive. It was Sierra's plan to make Professor believe that Raquel is dead. And Professor will lost control on his plan. And here, season